Broadcasting live from the Business RadioX studios in Woodstock, Georgia, it's time for Cherokee Business Radio. Now, here's your host.
Welcome to this very special edition of Cherokee Business Radio. It's time for Kid Biz Radio, and today's episode is brought to you by the Business RadioX Main Street Warriors program. For more information, go to mainstreetwarriors.org. You guys are in for a fantastic episode this morning, hosted by Renee Deerdorf and Amy Guest. And we had the pleasure not too very long ago of being out broadcasting live at the Kid Biz Expo. We had so much fun. I didn't do any work. I just walked around and bought stuff, visited with the kids in their booths, and my compadre, Sharon Klein, interviewed so many of these young people. It was a blast. What's your recap on this, Renee? How do you feel like it went?
It was incredible. Mm-hmm. I got to listen later to all of the kids and their interviews, and I was impressed. I was excited all day watching all of the kids give their interviews and watching from afar, and I was like, I cannot wait to go back later and listen to all of these. And I got to listen later. I was working and just had it playing, and just I was in awe of it all, and just so glad that we had the opportunity to have that happen.
Amy, how about you?
It was amazing. It was so cute hearing all their different little journeys and their stories and answering questions like pros. Like it was impressive. It was very cute, and I know they had a great time. So I'm just glad we had that opportunity.
One of the things that I particularly enjoyed, and the credit goes to Sharon for doing this, I think, but she asked all of them, I think most of them, for a piece of advice, for counsel for other people, young and old, going into business. And you talk about wisdom beyond their years. Mm-hmm. They talked about persistence and don't let other people tell you that you can't do it. One kid said, don't spend all the money you make in one day. He had made really good money at one of these things, and then he turned around and bought his mom this expensive item. And I thought, man, this guy could be on a panel at like a Wall Street Journal conference or something. It was fantastic.
Yeah.
So in just a moment, we're going to have a chance to visit with a couple of esteemed guests that many of us know here in the local business community. But before we go there, Renee, Amy, either, both, let's remind the audience what Kid Biz is all about, mission, purpose, and what we're out there trying to do for folks.
Okay. Well, we are a local nonprofit organization with the goal of empowering the entrepreneurial spirit in kids, really helping them go beyond that, just the lemonade stand mindset, rather into the businesses of whatever they're passionate about, and just helping them encourage that journey through. We have workshops, vendor markets, networking opportunities, and some mentorships. Also, just trying to implement programs and resources that help them really grow their confidence along the way and learn those life skills through this the journey of entrepreneurship.
That was incredibly articulate. I get the idea that you've answered that question before.
A couple times.
All right, Renee, let's don't keep them waiting. Let's tee up our guests. Who'd you bring with you this morning?
So this morning, another aspect of the Kid Biz Expo now is Kid Biz Radio. So this is our first podcast, and the
giving us a voice
now.
Yeah.
So us and the community a voice. And the purpose of this show is to create a conversation about the power of entrepreneurship and the positive impact that journey can have on kids. And we want to bring in the community to have that conversation with us. And so, that being said, we have two very amazing people here with us today. We have Thom. He is that Realtor's dope. Mm-hmm. And we have Amanda Sutter here today with the Cherokee Office of Economic Development. And first, Chris, thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. Tell us about what you do and how you got, you're a realtor. Tell us about how you got into real estate.
I mean, before I get into myself, I just want to give you guys, congratulations on just exactly what you do. Just even providing this to the kids in the community. I think this is really huge. I wish this was available for me when I was a kid. So just want to say congratulations first. But, me, as you said, Thom, aka this Realtor's dope. And obviously what I do, I'm a realtor. I'm a realtor here locally in Cherokee County, really specializing in turning renters into homeowners and making sure that I educate people on the importance of home ownership. I mean, and I can get into, and as we will get in here shortly, how being an entrepreneur or, me trying to attack that space that I feel like is not, tended too much, helps provide that foundation for people to build that generational wealth, which is another reason why people want to be entrepreneurs, start their own business, and obviously, generate that wealth for themselves.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. So how did you get into real estate?
Ooh, how'd I get into real estate? So it wasn't overnight. I started about 4 years ago. I was working operations space with UPS, and it was great money. Let's say that first. It was great money. Originally from New York, moved down here with that job. But probably within 8 months, I felt like I wanted more, right? And I started thinking long term. I started thinking, I'm not going to work till I'm 65 to live off a 401k. I just thought that didn't make no sense to me. I'm young. I'm not working for another 30 something years.
For somebody else.
For somebody else to make, a set amount of money, have a cap on what I'm able to make. And obviously to get into real estate, you think you're going to make $1 million the first day, right? And you sadly awakened. But I got into it, and then I realized the impact that I can have on helping our community, helping people that are less knowledgeable about real estate. And that's pretty much, what drove me to, build a brand and focus on what I focus on and helping clients obtain that financial freedom through real estate.
So when you were going through that process, what did you envision as being the most challenging thing to get going?
I think getting people to, I guess, respect or understand my mindset, and because when you walk into something brand new, you're not seen as a professional in that space yet, I would say. So you have that type of that something to overcome there. But I think the more you stay consistent, the more I stayed consistent with it and realize, the message that I'm trying to portray and get out there and how I'm just trying to help people. And I think that was very easy to overcome once I just stay consistent in knowing my purpose and what I wanted to do.
So do you think that some of that was self-manufactured, or do you think you had real data and people really did feel that way in the beginning?
Real data. My real data is just kind of seeing, people that I'm around, and, social media is a very powerful tool, just kind of seeing the fact that many people weren't owning, right? Especially people that look like me, weren't owning a lot as well. So I just wanted to kind of change that a little bit, but also just educate, just everyone on how we can do that. So it's a little bit about me. So self-motivation, but also what I've seen and how I felt like it impacted.
What do you think, I guess, one of your hardships or your biggest takeaway on that entrepreneurial journey that you could possibly teach to a child that's trying that journey on, like experiencing those hardships at a younger age, possibly, and learning through those life skills would be beneficial to them? How could you correlate that from what your journey was?
So hardships, again, it kind of goes back to staying consistent, right? And I think that's key in anything that we do. If we have a vision, we have an idea, I think we have to just kind of promote that, especially to the kids. And we have to, let them know, like, it's okay. You have an idea. It's okay to move on it, right? And find that trusted person that you can kind of share that information with. Right. And even if you kind of want them to share that same idea with you or share that understanding, but even if they don't, you still want to be able to know that you have something special that you can move forward with. And don't let someone tell you like, oh, this may not work. Right. Right. There's people that's going to have, something to say where it's like, we can do this, we can tweak this, but don't let nobody say, hey, it's not work, especially if you feel passionate about something. So just to touch on that, when I resigned from my job before I got into real estate. So there was no security there. There was no income. I did have enough, saved to, support my life, but then I realized how expensive my lifestyle was, first of all.
Rude awakening.
But I heard people say, oh, no, you shouldn't do that. You should try to get into real estate while you're working, blah, 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 blah. but I believed in what I wanted to do, and I just didn't let that deter me away. Now, were they right? Could they have been seen as right? We all have different perspectives.
Absolutely.
Right? Maybe I would have never had to not make money for another 8 months, but at the same time, it taught me something. It taught me to continue grinding, to continue staying consistent in what I'm doing. And if I believed in what I was doing, that nothing was going to stop me. And by doing that, that's what helped me get to where I am today.
Absolutely. Finding that passion and that drive and focusing on it. And I think that comes back to what we're hoping to encourage these kids to do is finding that at a young age. So it's something that they can pursue and a path that they can follow.
Absolutely.
Because I know for some of us, finding that at an older age wasn't as easy. Learning those obstacles later in life versus accomplishing them when you're a little more resilient.
But the good thing about, kids, this makes me sound old. I swear I'm not old. But
we all feel it. It's okay.
None of us are old in this room. Not at all.
It's the information that's available, right? The technology that's available right now. It makes it that much easier. There's some aspects of it that are tough, but I feel like it just makes it that much easier to press on, move forward, and bring your ideas to life and connect with people that you may or may not even know. Right. Because at one point we didn't know each other in this room. Right. So I think that's very huge and something that you just want to, tell the kids and have them press forward on.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I think one of the things I was going to pick your brain on was, and it kind of leads, building on what we were just saying was, what are your thoughts on the different career path options that are available now for kids versus when we were in high school?
I mean, there's so many. There's so many career paths for kids that do not include, the conventional schooling. If I said that right?
Yes.
Going to college, high school, finishing high school, and all that good stuff. There's so many opportunities, and I like it. It's a gift and a curse. With everything, it's a gift and a curse. But I think it allows the kids of today to build these businesses, to become entrepreneurs. To have an idea and really grow their idea and grow it themselves. When I say themselves, utilizing social media, I can't even talk. I can't even say that word. Utilizing. There we go. You got to crop that out. Utilizing what we have available to help them grow their business. I mean, just any idea. I mean, I know you guys have seen, a bunch of kid entrepreneurs and ideas that they come with. I don't think the traditional way of education helped that, right? I felt like it came from within, and I feel like it came from where they want to be, and them probably not seeing it going the traditional way, and like, you know what? I want to build something. I want to be the boss. I want to, grow this into X amount of $1 million company or whatever their vision is. They didn't get that, I feel like, from school.
Correct.
So that's why I see that. That's why I said that there's a value in the information that's available to kids nowadays.
Absolutely.
I feel like sometimes, like you were saying, there's a blessing and a curse with all the information that's out there. And I feel like with what we're trying to do, it helps narrow in and give some structure to all of that information, because with so many options, it can kind of become overwhelming. And what we're trying to do is kind of rein that back in and give some structure to that to kind of help guide them to build a path to where they can have a way to get that.
It's like you're giving them another opportunity,
another path,
exactly.
Another path that's a little more structured and clear and gives them a sense of purpose behind it.
But what I also think you guys are doing, and you may or may not know this, is that kids may not know that this is even an opportunity for them. They may not know they want to start a business.
Right.
They may not think it's something of interest. Right. But then when you see certain kids that or you're like, oh my, that kid is 10 years old and they're doing that. Like, why can't I do that? Right? You're showing them that outside of social media. This is the curse, right? Just outside of someone that, has built something one in a million, right? But then you kind of see local kids that look like you, that's in the community, like, wait, they're doing that here. I can do that too.
We get a lot of that at the expos. A lot of parents are like, yeah, we brought our kids here today just so that they could see if maybe we can inspire them to come up with their own business. And are they going to rule the world with beaded bracelets? No, but it's the concept of putting forth a passion and the effort and the journey. And we had a lot of compliments on that from community members of parents that were like, my kids need to see other kids doing this because we want them to try this path, And so we're hoping that influence, not like peer influence essentially, shows that it is possible. Is this your lifelong journey right here? No, but it's a step in that direction. You learn that resilience that, if this one fails at 7, that's fine. Because then,
okay.
Your next one could be better. Like my child's already had to rebrand one of her businesses because one failed, and she's only 10,
okay.
You're learning those skills at that younger age rather than when we're slightly older, learning those skill sets.
This is all background information. Imagine when your daughter gets 18. It's like, I started 3 businesses. That hits a lot different.
Yes.
You're a boss. You're gonna feel like a boss. I'm just saying. It
right?
hits a lot different.
It's amazing what they've already learned and seen their confidence just bloom and their ability to communicate with adults, which is almost unheard of these days, unfortunately. But I mean, even the basic skills of counting money, just like all the things that they're implementing.
Yes.
It will help them in whatever path that they choose. But that's
Absolutely.
The concept behind is like those life skills that you learn on this journey.
You just dropped. I wish we could drop this mic because that's a drop mic moment because it's more, in my opinion, it's more valuable than dissecting a frog.
Absolutely. Yeah. Like, it's true. How many times have you applied that in a day?
I'm just saying, learning how to count money, knowing about business accounts, and just communicating with people, right? I could bring this up, and not to go on a tangent,
It's
but
fine.
learning how to communicate with people, right? You're saying you know how to communicate with adults.
Ordering food at a restaurant.
Like
It's
that,
hard.
that's huge,
Yeah,
right?
for
And some
kids
people say
these days.
social media takes that away, or the new technology takes that away. Well, now, by having something in place like this, it allows you to kind of combat that.
That actual physical interaction rather than technology interaction. Yeah.
I mean, we could go on all day
But it's
talking
true.
about the
But
benefits.
that's the thing. That's what this show is for, that.
To talk about those.
Because it's, we were going back a few steps when you were talking about bringing your kids to the expos, having, my 9-year-old, you see these kids, they need to know that there's things beyond YouTube. My 9-year-old will watch YouTube and like building the brand. You want to build a business. They need to know they can build a business beyond building a YouTube channel. They can do things beyond that. They can build, they're not going to necessarily build a business and rule the world building the bracelets like Amy was saying, but they can build something, go beyond their screens of their phones. They have ideas, they have passions, they have ideas, they have purpose beyond all of that. And that's what coming out and seeing all these things and seeing all these kids do these things, that's what this is all about. And, that's what I wanted to bring to it. It was just say that it's, it's the YouTube stuff. Like I just see my kid watching this stuff and it drives me crazy. It's not like there's just a 1 in a million shot of being able to do it. And all that stuff is so highly produced and, good for those people that do those things, but it's not.
I think we need to get her a
beyond
YouTube
that.
channel.
I don't know. It just drives me crazy. Like I just,
And there goes my YouTube sponsorship, right? It's down the drain.
No. I mean, we have a YouTube channel, by the way. It's all supportive. It's just, there's just more to it.
Just showing that there's real life concepts out there, not that social media influence that's being highly pushed at the moment. So going outside of that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm passionate.
And I want to also just chime in where we're not, saying that, anything else outside of entrepreneurship is bad.
Correct.
Right.
No, sure.
But I think what I think that you guys also want to show is you can be an entrepreneur and you can still be a career professional.
Absolutely.
Right. And because think about if you're like a doctor, you aspire to be a doctor. That's a great profession, right? That's your career. But maybe you have something that another business you can build that's going to help you as a doctor. Like there's nothing that's going to stop that. And that kind of helps people like, I want to be a doctor, but also want to provide this tool to make surgeries easier. Right. That's an entrepreneurial spirit while still maintaining
Owning
that
your own
profession.
practice is essentially the same concept.
Exactly.
I mean, it's implementing that path with your career. And there is no wrong path. We're not trying to say what's right or wrong, just showing that there's more options that we were provided. Yep. We were somewhat forced down like 2 roads of life, and and that was really it. And now it's like, wait a minute, my thoughts and passions and dreams could do something else.
Exactly. So. But guess what? By you being forced down those 2 paths allowed you guys to combine and put this thing together.
Right.
Because
so,
you're like, there's so much out there that you want to provide.
Absolutely. So still not bad that we were,
exactly.
We learned a lot, obviously, and we're implementing those things, but it also opens your eyes to what you want for your kids and what more options you want for your kids.
And technology has also opened the door to this other path.
For sure.
I think has made it more accessible to people. And the traditional educational system only has so much time to teach all the things. And I think that that's also
those frogs take a lot of time.
Those frogs do. And there's a lot of, the red tape and all the things that they're required to do, et cetera, et cetera. So, I mean, it's, like we've said, there's no knock to any of the things. It's just, we've come along, we've seen a need, and we're trying to fill that need. Mm-hmm. And that's as simple as that. And
this is going to be big. Don't worry about it. This is going to be big. And I love what you guys do. Again, just giving you guys your flowers, just letting you know that this is a real big deal.
We appreciate that.
Kids of all ages, not all ages, but you get the point.
Most ages.
Yeah.
Most ages. Kids of most ages. There you go. Disclaimer. Can do something special.
So I can see it in your eyes, hear it in your voice. I know our listeners can as well. You really enjoy your work. What are you, now that you're there to some degree, what are you finding the most rewarding, man? What are you enjoying the most?
Oh, man. Which one? I find it all rewarding. I mean, and it's something that people don't know. So as a realtor, you're damn near like a counselor at the same time.
I could see that when we went to buy a house. Oh, yes,
you're everything under this. You do it all. But I think the real gratification just kind of comes from knowing that you've helped someone elevate their life. Like if you know people that know me and they'll say like, he helped me level up my life, and they'll use that type of term. And by level up, meaning you didn't own a home when we met, right? And so I have a client, didn't own a home when we met, got her to purchase one, right? And obviously, the last couple of years is totally different. We understand it, but guess what? We capitalized on it. So in 2019, you didn't own one. Now you own a total of 3.
Wow.
And you've added almost $1 million net worth, $1 million in assets to you. Like I was a part of that. And I think that's huge. And to know that I've helped someone do that, I think that's the biggest gratification. Yeah, I got paid in the meantime, which is great. But I mean, that set them up for life. Mm-hmm. And that set them up to do something that they can leverage and create more wealth for their family.
Mm-hmm. That's fantastic.
Right. So that's the real passion for me. So that's why, just going back to renters to homeowners, like that's why that's a thing. Do I do more than that? Of course I do. But that's like a real passion because it all starts from that. You can just leverage so much. You just don't even know. So that's why, so it's funny you say that. So, that's just the real biggest thing. And there's others, but I think that's the biggest. That's the biggest for me.
Because you're not doing it just for the money. Because you have a passion for it, and at the end of the day, it's bringing you gratification and then the joy that it brings you, and helping people and all of that. I mean, that's
absolutely. Now we don't want to tell kids to go out there and build businesses to not make money.
There's more.
There's more to it than that.
Right? But what we want to also, what I think, what I like to show people is just that the money's going to come if you have the right intentions.
Absolutely.
And you focus on, just kind of helping people, serving people. I think the money's going to speak for itself. Mm-hmm. And you're not even going to worry about the money. You're not even going to realize the money. Well, let me not say you're not going to realize. You're going to realize it, but it's not going to be a point of focus, I should say.
Right.
It's you're going to get paid, but you're going to be like, you know what? I've helped 10 people this month. I've helped 10 people.
And you stay true to yourself that way.
Yep.
Absolutely.
And that builds upon itself, and that shows in what you're doing, and then that helps create that. Your clients will see that, and that makes them want to come back to you or refer you because it comes out in your personality, and it's showing what your honesty through that. And then, like you said, from that, the money will come, and
Absolutely.
That's the side note from that. But it's finding a way to stay true to yourself and to build your business. And that can be said on any platform. And that's another lesson to teach these kids that
Absolutely.
like finding that passion and staying true to yourself will lead you further than
You have to. You have to stay
For
true to
sure.
yourself in
I've had to
anything you
leave
do.
a couple of jobs along my journey where I wouldn't, I was going to have to look myself in the mirror
right.
at the end of the day and those kinds of things. And I was like, I've had to leave a few.
But it's okay.
And that's okay.
That's
I was
okay.
fine with it.
That's okay. And that got you, here today, where you're at today, pouring into, the future.
Yep.
That's what I would call it, pouring into the future.
These life lessons, absolutely.
But it's great. You guys just continue to do what you're doing.
Thank you.
I'm going to say it at least 5 more times.
Okay, we'll count it. That was one.
No, actually, technically that's like 3.
That's true. Okay,
I have 2 more to go.
there you go.
So I guess we can introduce Miss Amanda Sutter now with the Cherokee Office of Economic Development. Hi, Amanda.
Hello. Happy to be here.
Good morning.
Thank you for being here with us.
How are you?
You are so amazing. You serve on our board of directors, and we appreciate you doing that. You have been instrumental in the growth of our organization, and we appreciate you so much. We wanted to bring you in here today because we just wanted to ask you what you think about the organization and how you envision it helping the county in the future.
Wow, that's a lot there.
That's a lot.
And its role in
No
in
pressure,
the
no
county,
pressure.
right?
Yeah.
And its role in kind of helping the county and how you thought, when you first saw us, and maybe your initial thoughts on that, and how you thought maybe we'd be a good team.
Yeah, absolutely. So talking about my first experience and first thought of it, I have to say it's been just about a year now when I first met you,
We
Amy.
met a year ago.
A year
Yes.
ago at an event similar to the Kids Biz Expo. It was at the Chamber Smoozapalooza, where we had adult business owners there presenting. And when you guys first approached me about it, I was like, oh, okay, they're doing little classes for kids. They're selling lemonade and friendship bracelets. Okay. Just kind of shrugged you off a little bit and said, good job, ladies, helping our kids. But then I guess about 6 months later after that, we met again. And that's when you were preparing for your second Kid Biz Expo in Canton, right there at the mill in Etowah. And I said, hey, I want to check this out, so I'm going to volunteer. So I came out that Sunday and helped. And oh, my gosh, I had goosebumps all day long. It was amazing to see the kids, just how well these kids were versed from their marketing skills. As soon as you walk past a booth, they were like, hi, ready to sell you something.
They're drawing people in.
They really were. It was amazing. So you guys sold me at that event.
Awesome.
Absolutely. And I said, this is something that's going to be wonderful. Like you said, Chris, that you're just pouring into the future. So I knew this was something that needed to grow and flourish. And so I'm happy to be on the board with everybody. You've got a great team behind you. So from a county's perspective with education, you guys talked a little bit about the schools and how instead of dissecting frogs, we really should be learning entrepreneurship skills. And I think that that's amazing because when I was a kid, that wasn't around. You were taught you go to college and then you get a degree and you work for corporate America. And while it is a good opportunity, there are other opportunities available. And one of our programs for the Cherokee Office of Economic Development to help meet the needs of employers and your demand today for our trade skills, we have our Be Pro, Be Proud program, which is a great program that we bring not only to Cherokee County students, but throughout the state of Georgia. Our mobile workshop has 15 different trades that are represented on there where kids can learn hands-on experience, fun games about the different skilled trades. So I think that's important because when you develop these skilled trades, you can be an entrepreneur.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What age group does that target?
Those are 13 and older, I believe.
Yeah. Okay.
So we're mostly hitting the high schools.
That's great.
Teaching them, from that standpoint of opportunities that they have.
And I'm glad you brought that up because we are going to, as an organization, have an arm of, Kid Biz Trades where we're going to try to be a feeder program into Be Pro, Be Proud. And we have somebody within our organization that's going to kind of champion that.
It's in the works.
It's in the works.
It's not
we're trying
announcing
to.
that right now.
We're not announcing it, but I mean, it's something that we're going to try to do, to try to work with that organization, and see if we can try to make that happen. Because we agree that it's really important to have that be something that we focus on.
Trades are incredibly important.
Yeah.
That program sounds super influential, and important to the kids in the schools today.
Yeah.
Well, I'll be happy to connect you and let you, so you can learn about the Be Pro, Be Proud program that our office hosts. I'll connect you with those. But it's not also just about the skilled trades. Our office really promotes the film industry.
Yeah.
Molly Mercer, she is our film project manager, and they have a one-time-a-year film summit where the kids get to come out and spend a day and learn about all the opportunities in the film careers. So that's fun, but it's really trying to meet the demand of the local employers here in Cherokee County, Metro Atlanta area, making sure that kids are educated and ready, prepared for those demands. I mean, we know that skills are forever changing, and you need to meet the demand of the needs today. I mean, Renee, from marketing, it's no longer about newspaper ads and TV commercials. You have the social media, TikTok. There's so many different avenues now, so you definitely have to always have that skill.
Absolutely.
Be adaptable.
Yeah. Learning those life skills at a younger age and moving and applying it to what the employer's demands may be. Absolutely.
So I'm curious. So tell us a little bit about a day in the life of an economic development professional. What does your day, your week look like? It must be incredibly diverse.
Well, it's never the same. You never know. You
Right?
may get an invite to be on a business radio talk show the next day. It's very diverse. Yeah. My career profession with economic development has ranged from working with Main Street small business owners in downtown, historic preservation, working with tourism partners from hoteliers. But right now with the Cherokee Office of Economic Development, I am working with small business owners, whether they're at the concept stage looking to get a business started to those that are growing. I thank you, Stone, today. I see you have your 1 Million Cups T-shirt on. Help Brandon 1 Million Cups. That's a program that I manage. It's a really fun opportunity for new business owners that are either at that concept phase or are about under 7 to 5 years. And maybe they're looking for some help and guidance from their peers. So it's an opportunity for them to come out, tell their story. Why did they leave their previous business to start this new venture? What are they looking to succeed with this business? And then they can ask the community questions, whether it's from HR backgrounds. Maybe you're looking for assistance for marketing, feedback. Maybe it's a supply chain issue that you're having getting your business up and going. And so there's a group of people out there looking to help you, and you can get really good, strong, organic feedback from that event. The other program that I'm working on is the North Atlanta Venture Mentoring Program. It's a mouthful. We call it NAV to keep it short. It's a program that started about 3 years ago. Our office chose it because it is a program that's principled by MIT up in Boston. And so it's the only one like this in the state of Georgia, where it's a team-based mentoring. You come in and you apply and you say, hey, I'm looking to grow my business and I'm needing some help in different areas. And after the application process, we'll team you up with about 3 or 4 different mentors. We have seasoned professionals of all different backgrounds and a very diverse group that we're working with.
I wish we had a button to drop a bomb right there,
Where's the sound effects, John?
I'll have the kids at the shop and drop that in for you, man.
I just think that's amazing. Sorry.
It is amazing having all those resources available to small business owners. That's crucial for their development and their growth.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun to learn about all the different business owners. We've had 17 come through the program for the mentoring, and they range from an arborist to a cuckoo clock company. Our local favorite, Alma Coffee and Bazaar Coffee.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's really neat.
That is really neat. I love it. So you're doing on a more professional adult version of what our program has kind of based on, which is amazing, and keeping it within the county and helping all of these businesses.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
I love the idea of the mentoring. And I wanted to ask, Chris, did you have some mentors as you got into the real estate world? Did someone give you some guidance? And have you had an opportunity now that you are where you are to turn around and maybe mentor others? Any experience on either of those fronts?
When it comes to a mentor, I didn't have a specific one. I think what makes me different, I think I pull different things from different people. And I've done this even in my work life, I call it, where you may have something, you may have a way of doing something, you may have a way of doing something, you may have a way of doing something. And I just try to make it my own. I find ways to make what other people have done and try to make it my own. I don't want to say make it better, but make it better.
Very
You make it your own, yeah.
But really while doing it, while making it better, being true to myself and being me.
Applying it to what works for you.
Exactly. Now, as far as me mentoring, and I didn't know this, and I'm going to go off on a little tangent here. I remember being in a restaurant in Abu Dhabi. Makes me sound cool, I know.
That's a little east of here, isn't it?
just a hair.
East, south, I don't even know. But I was there. And I asked someone I was with, I was like, what's my calling? Right? And someone said, your calling is that people want to hear what you have to say. Like people listen to you when you talk. I didn't realize that. I was just like, what? And my wife said the same thing. She was like, when people come to you for advice on something you probably know nothing about, but they want to hear what you have to say about that topic. Right. And I say all that to say that, even before, I am where I am today, and I still have a whole much more to learn because we all can learn. I still find myself just kind of mentoring, whether it's new agents, whether it's, just people that I come across, just giving them some tips to kind of help them grow, help them, serve their clients and essentially make more money. So I do find, and I bring it back to just because people just want to hear what I have to say, I guess, and take in what I have to say, because I don't give you the script or I don't give you the generic answer. Like I'm going to give it to you real, and I'm going to tell you what you can do and how it can help you. And I'm going to also tell you, like, listen, what I tell you, don't do it verbatim, right? Make it your own. Think about what I told you and see how you can make it your own.
I think that's key for a business owner is you have to apply it to yourself in the way that it works for you and your business. Absolutely. Yep.
But good question.
Yeah. That's a very good question.
There's just so much I don't know. I never run out of questions. So who's doing the mentoring in your program, your NAV program? You don't have to name names if you don't want to, but like what kind of people are filling that role for you guys, Amanda?
Yeah, so right now we have 26 mentors that we're working
Wow.
with. Yeah, so like I said, they have all different backgrounds. Mayor Michael Caldwell is one of our mentors. He has Black Airplane here in Woodstock, so he has a strong leadership and IT background. Buzz Aarons, if that's a familiar name for everybody here in Cherokee, he is a mentor. So it's just all different backgrounds that we have involved. A lot of local people that are well engaged into the community. So people who have background with finance and accounting. Thom Devaney here at the Innovation Spot is one of our mentors.
Wow.
So
some real thoroughbreds. So how does one tap into this? Is this like a business person? How do they tap into this and participate in the program?
Right. They can reach out to me at the Cherokee Office of Economic Development, or they could check out our website, our North Atlanta Venture website.
I don't know if I did know about it because I know Jim Bulger.
Yes, that's right. Jim Bulger is one of our mentors.
I think more people, ought to know about it, and more people ought to take advantage of it.
Absolutely. They can also follow us on our Fresh Start Cherokee social media pages that we have, and we post a lot of information updates about our program and maybe even some successes and wins of the mentors or mentees that are participating in the program.
That's awesome.
I think that'd be kind of big for some of the people that come through Kid Biz as Expo as well, to kind of get some of that mentorship as they grow.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah. We do want to implement a mentorship program. So with a similar concept of finding the business leaders in the community that are willing to share their guidance and their journeys and their knowledge with these kids on like a group setting and like a one-on-one basis. But yeah, that is a program that we're hoping to implement next year.
Yeah, I'll probably get some logistics of how that's run. Probably get some some feedback from you on how you do that. It's probably in order.
I'm really excited to see the kids peer-to-peer mentoring. I mean, kids tell the truth, right? So they're going to tell each other.
Absolutely. So another aspect we would like to do in an essence, a peer networking group so that the kids can sit down and have a round table of like, hey, what worked for you? What didn't work for you? And essentially like your Canton Business Club, like, where you get to shout out each other and talk about the goods and the bads and have that open discussion where they really can be honest with each other and relate, and they'll probably listen to each other more than they're going to listen to us or parents or whatever. Yeah. So
ain't that a shame?
Unfortunately, but also good for them because they need to hear it from like-minded individuals. So that's also a program.
Those interviews from the expo are any indication. There's going to be some wise
beyond their years. It is amazing. Some of these kids,
some good information.
You never know what's going to come out.
Well, I think it'll be fun, and I think we have some designs on this. We'll have to figure out the logistics, but I think it would be fun to have not only kids come in as guests, but maybe facilitating some of these interviews.
Yeah, that's a goal of ours.
What an interesting format for mentoring, right? If they were to interview a Jim Bolger or
that would be
Chris
amazing.
Thom, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Could really put you on the spot.
You better have your ducks in a row for that one, Chris.
I know, right?
I don't know. We have a couple of 13-year-olds that'll really put you in your place.
It'll be great. But you see, just me sitting on the outside looking in, I've already heard about 3 different type of I don't want to call it programs, but 3 different goals that you guys have. I mean, that's what's going to make this, even greater than it is. And I don't think people may not understand, and some people do, but they still don't understand.
Right.
That how big and how important this is, and it's something that you can always add to. You may see something, you may have someone come on here with an idea, you may have said something, and it's just like, oh, we can add that. We can add our own spin to it.
Yeah.
Like,
it is ever growing and changing every day. When we have our meetings, we're just like, oh my gosh, what about this? They're like, we have to rein it in sometimes because there are so many avenues that we would like to explore that we're like, okay, well, maybe just for this year, we'll focus on a couple of these, until we can just like develop these for future.
Yeah, it feels like lightning in a bottle sometimes.
Because we get very excited, and there's so many routes that we could take, and there's so many relationships that we've built that could help develop these things, and everybody's got amazing ideas and wanting to help and finding ways to implement those.
Write it down.
We have a book.
You already have something to work with, which is great. But write it down.
Yes.
And then you may get to like, what, this is good. And then you may see like, oh, this is a perfect time to do this that we wrote down 3 years ago.
Right.
And it's just going to be, it's just going to grow.
Ever growing. Yes. That's the goal. Another goal. That's the thought. Yes.
Oh man, look at that.
Yeah.
Look at that. 4,
we
5?
have, other than, there's the 2 of us, and we have 7 other people on our board, and we are extremely grateful to have them. And
they help us
a lot.
Our directions.
Yeah, they all have different strong skill sets.
Different strong sets, absolutely.
Built a strong team.
Yeah.
So everybody offers something, which is very nice because obviously we don't know everything and we can't do everything. So moving forward, we do need different sets of skills around us.
And then even outside of that, there's just so many people that are supportive.
I'm going to take this clip. She said, and by she, a woman said that she does not know everything.
Oh, no.
I am going to take this clip, crop it out, and I'm going to replay it every day.
Really should have thought that one through.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
I don't think that applies to all women in general. That's just, I meant on this specific topic.
We don't always mean what we say.
Yeah.
Also.
I don't think
Tangent.
this was smart.
Aren't we allowed to change our minds?
It's
our prerogative or something.
Look at that. Look. See, I think I started something.
No.
Sorry, rein it in. See, there we go.
No, I mean, we're just very grateful. And I mean, well, like Amanda was saying, it's been on the 21st will be a year since our first expo.
When we started it all.
Mm-hmm. So a lot has happened in a year, and I don't know, I guess gratitude has been the name of the game.
It's eye-opening,
lately.
and just seeing the amount of support from everybody that we're getting, and just it's absolutely eye-opening, awakening. The gratitude is endless.
How has the participation changed over the last year with your different events, workshops?
We've definitely grown. I think our first expo, when it was literally just an idea on a whim that we came up with, we had about 27, 28 kids, which is amazing in itself. And then as we've gotten our 501c status and moved forward into different venues like the Mill and the Woodstock Art Screen, we've gotten up to over 50 kids at an event, which is amazing.
So total of all the ones we've completed so far, it's been over 150 kids.
Yeah, because we've hosted 4 total expos, and we've had just at those over 150 kids. And then in between those, we do our workshops, and those range. We can have as 5 kids, we can have 10 kids, but the consistency is there. So it's definitely growing.
What do you think has helped your growth? What do you think has helped it grow to kind of where you helped over 150 kids? Awareness.
The locations,
just getting out there. We've been, trying to talk to anybody and everybody that'll hear us and spread that awareness. Just pushing it through, marketing, Facebook marketing groups and things of that nature, but really just getting out in the community and explaining what it is. And so people actually grasp what it entails.
And I asked that question because I think you guys can kind of answer the next question, or not even answer the question, but you see the place that it has in the community. You don't even have to ask me that. You kind of see it for yourself, the place that it has in the community, just through your own lens.
But it's also nice to hear that other people think that. It's not just our vision, but that validation that, other people know that it is something that could be that is valuable.
I think it is. I mean, and I don't even think you need the validation, if that makes sense. I think the activity speaks for itself.
Right.
So even if you don't hear the validation from myself or anybody,
right,
you kind of see the activity, you see the growth. Now, if it was 27 kids and then it went to 26 and then 29, it's like, wait a minute, what's going on here? But the constant growth and the reception you're getting within the community and probably the different kids that are coming in, the kids that are staying consistent, that's your answer right there.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah, we do have the veterans keep coming back. But we do have a handful
of new kids every year or every expo. It's been great.
Kids like to be called veterans. I can't be just called a kid veteran.
We love it.
With their chest held high.
Yeah, we have a group of the OGs. Veterans, we'll call them.
They love it.
Yes.
They sure do.
See, they would love to have a round table. Oh man, just imagine how that would go. If you do a round table, it has to be recorded.
100%.
And I mean visually recorded. Like, I need some video on this because I want to see how this goes. This can go.
It would be entertaining.
So many different ways.
We'll get Ron Green in here, or the boys over at Mesmerize, or somebody. We'll capture some video too.
That would be hilarious. Goal number 6. No.
Yeah, right. Just keep adding them up. See, these conversations create it.
You're coming out of this with a lot of homework.
I know. Oh, man. My notebook is full.
All right. Before we wrap, I'd like to leave our listeners with some pro tips, both how they can tap into the economic development opportunities and resources around here, and maybe some pro tips for buyers and sellers alike in your world, Chris. We'll start with Amanda, but let's leave them with some pro tips, some ideas about things that they can begin to think about or do, Amanda. And let's make sure that they have some points of contact, whatever's appropriate, website, email, that kind of thing. So, let's help them out so they kind of know where to go next.
Right, absolutely. So the biggest thing is that everybody needs to know you can have your business here in Cherokee County. You don't need to drive anywhere. We around the office say F the commute. We'll forget about it.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
So definitely we're here to help you, whether you're looking to start your business or grow a business, or if you're looking for office space, commercial space, industrial space. We're here to help you. So you can check us out at Cherokee Office of Economic Development. On social media, follow either our Cherokee Office of Economic Development handle. We also have Fresh Start Cherokee, which is kind of the umbrella for our entrepreneurship programs. My email is just asuter@cherokeega.org, or just reach out and find me. I'm also on Facebook.
Fantastic.
Perfect.
What a delight to have you in the studio. I hope you'll come back again.
Maybe. I'm a little shy.
You said that, but I mean, you've
done
done a marvelous job.
Fantastic.
So I know we didn't prep you with this, Chris, but you are a veteran. veteran. So
there you go.
Maybe just a couple of things, buyers, sellers alike, maybe for primary residential, maybe for getting out of renting and going to a new home, or maybe for investment real estate. Let's just give them a few tidbits. The number one pro tip is reach out to Chris and have a conversation. But yeah, let's leave them with a couple of things.
I mean, you said it right there first. Reach out to me.
That's your pro tip right there.
But seriously, I know we're in a. If you watch the news or if you're on social media, you see, what's going on with the economy, and you may be kind of timid on whether you should, if right now is the right time to buy, right now is the right time to sell. And my answer to that is it's never a bad time, right? It's just all about finding someone that you can work with and implement certain strategies. Have someone that could be strategic with you, because we all have different goals, right? I told you one goal is to help renters turn renters into homeowners. That's one goal. But you may be, as a seller, to have like, hey, I have this house. How can and I want to buy more. I love my house, but I want to also add more. I want to grow my wealth. Well, then that's another strategy that we have to take, right? We have to take a different approach. So I in a nutshell, I would just say, like you said, pro tip, call me and we can strategize no matter what it is that you want to do. But we would find the perfect solution for what it is you're trying to do, whether it's buying right now, whether it's selling your property, whether it's investing in real estate. I think you just need to align yourself with somebody that can share those strategies to help you reach those goals.
So a very tactical aspect of that, to my way of thinking, and for what my opinion is worth, you touched on it earlier. Mm-hmm. You are incredibly articulate, and people do want to hear what you have to say. And I think a big reason for that is you also are an incredibly good listener. And I think that's a quality I would want in a realtor.
Oh, that thought. We need to crop that out again so I can take that home. I'm going to take that home. And somebody said I was a great listener. Thank you.
Apparently it's situational.
Ouch.
I'm just kidding.
All right, so if our listeners want to reach out and have a conversation with you or somebody on your team, what's the best way for them to do that?
Best way to reach out to me, This Realtor is Dope. That's on every platform, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram. And you can find everything about me except my blood type.
Fantastic. Well, thanks for coming in. Thanks for your inspiration, your input this morning, and thanks for what you're doing in the community, man.
Thank you.
We're blessed to have you in our circle.
Thank you. I appreciate the opportunity just to come in and kick it, and also to be the first person.
That's right.
We're the first people.
Now you guys are the OGs.
So we're going to be the OGs.
Radio.
As this goes forward.
You are.
And when this blows up, we can say...
We were there first.
You were there. We appreciate you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for coming today.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me. Thank you.
Yes.
All right, Renee, Amy, events, programs, contact.
Yes.
Let's make sure that we wrap with that.
Yes. So tomorrow we are going to be at the Chambers Schmoozapalooza at the Woodstock City Church from 4 to 7 p.m. So come see us there. We have our next Kid Biz Expo will be on Saturday, October 1st from 10 to 2 at Crabapple Market in Milton, Georgia. And you can find us on all the platforms at Kid Biz Expo. And did I miss anything?
No, those are the next upcoming events. We're still working on our next workshop. But
yep,
absolutely. Our next expo is the biggest one. It's our last one of the year. So come out and support these kiddos. We're hoping to push past 50 kids this time. Yeah, we have the space. We can do more than that.
Registration is open for that, so you can find us on the platforms and get the link to that as well.
And also, I will plug, as a 501c3 nonprofit organization, we are gladly welcoming sponsorships for this next expo and for continuing all of our programs.
Fantastic. All right, so if someone's interested in sponsoring, bringing a kid, or just getting involved in any way, what's the best way for them to reach out and get that information or visit with one of you?
KidExpo.com or on all social handles at KidExpo.
KidBizExpo.
KidBizExpo. I apologize. Yes.
Well, that's why you both came, right?
Yes, we complete each other.
Yes, it is so needed. We need each other.
Well, thank you both for the work that you're doing. It's important work. We really appreciate you, and we're so excited for you and so interested in watching this whole effort unfold. Everybody in the room feels this way. Everybody that I've met hanging out at the event feels that way. And keep up the good work. We're going to do what we can here, and I think our listeners can look forward to hearing some interesting stories and getting some exciting perspectives as we do Kid Biz Radio. But hang in there. Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right. This is Stone Payton for our guest today, Amanda Sutter, Thom, our host, Renee Deerdorf, and Amy Guest, and everyone here at the Business RadioX family saying we'll see you next time on Kid Biz Radio.